Hey there, everybody. It's absolutely 100% true. The good stories keep popping up here in Pittsburgh, and we like to tell them and tell them with gusto, as we do here on the Tech Vibe Radio One Mic Stand. I'm Jonathan Kirsting, also with the Pittsburgh Technology Council, and today's show, we have eCapital hanging out with us today. We have Lisa David and Marianna Sakkas hanging out. So guys, welcome to the show. Thanks for taking time. I know our schedules are all busy. It's Friday when we're recording this, and we're thinking we can like lay back and relax, and it's like, no, Fridays are just nuts these days. So I appreciate the time being part of this.
No, pleasure to be here with you, Jonathan.
Absolutely. So Lisa, let's start with you.
Thank you,
Absolutely, Marianna. So Lisa, let's start with you real fast. What's your background real fast, and what do you do with eCapital?
Thank you. I'm a partner at eCapital, one of the owners of the company, and I started my career actually from a finance side. I started as an auditor in public accounting, and then for Arthur Andersen, really focused on the manufacturing space. And then for the last going on 18 years, I've been at eCapital, leading our take-to-market strategy, and really my passion is helping our business executives like solve their data problems. And there's some amazing new innovation that has come out that is really helping in that process in 2020. So I'm looking forward to sharing it with you today.
Definitely. And you know what the coolest thing about eCapital is? You got a Pittsburgh office now, and Marianna is leading that up. And I'm very excited about it. Yes, very much so. So Marianna, so give us your background real fast and what got you interested in basically staking out the Pittsburgh office for eCapital.
Absolutely. So I'm new with eCapital. I've been there about 5 months, but I am located here in Pittsburgh and really excited to bring eCapital to the market here locally and especially across the East Coast. My background is more so on the IT side, but it always touches upon finance. But I've always been really passionate about bringing people, technology, and process together and helping organizations reach their outcomes. Because all three of those are paramount for an organization to be successful, and making sure that as business partners, we can help them achieve those.
Very much so. And honestly, so we've been doing, as I said, this is like our 46th or 47th One Mic Stand. And so many of these have been based around just what you're talking about right now, because that is just of the most absolute importance. As we're all figuring out how we get back to work, our plans are all changing. So we need to have people and process and technology all lined up very succinctly. So Lisa, tell us how eCapital kind of works differently with clients and how you're working these days. Because I know that your clients are probably knocking on your door being like, Lisa, we need more help. What are we going to do? And you're probably that voice of reason and a voice of solution for these folks, right?
Yeah, well, and it's really around two key areas. So I think if we summed it up, we're helping our customers really achieve better business agility. And that agility comes in two major areas. One of them is in forecasting, business modeling, what if and scenario planning. I mean, that's the core expertise of our business for the entire existence of eCapital. And so we help customers, and as you can imagine, everybody's budget for 2020, you could take a torch to. So we're going to have to become much more agile in our ability to forecast better and more accurately what is happening in our business. The other side is really the analytics, data side, advanced analytics with like automation side of our business. I just got off the phone with a large grocery chain in North America, and it was so awesome to show them like basically their category spikes, like the minute, like literally to imagine this trend line that can show them, that can show them, oh, what week was that? Well, that was when North America shut down. Right. And it was like the spike by category, by down, the insight down. So what that innovation is really giving our business leaders this advanced category insight to like what is being ordered on the e-commerce platform, what category is selling the highest. We're working with a retailer that had to close all their retail stores, but then their e-commerce spiked. Show it to me. Then I actually can leverage so many external data sources now into these analytics engines so that I can actually see, oh, here's the COVID cases, here's the state data, here's the unemployment data, here's the weather data, and then see that by what people are ordering. So it's like giving, I would say, our business leaders, imagine like an onion and having you being able to peel back and ask every question of attribute of your data down to the penny available to you in lightning speed. And like that, it's innovation that literally did not exist until the last few years. I mean,
Right.
the traditional way of doing this, as you can imagine, was doing ETL processes into schemas, into data warehouses, into data marts. But what happened there is I kept getting summary. So they could not see like SKU, location, day, category, insight.
It wasn't very
Like,
granular, right? It was only getting
yeah,
at a higher level, not the really detailed where you need
yep,
the details to make the right decisions, right?
yes. And
Wow.
so, and people have desired to add advanced analytics, but you can't, to do that, you really got to bring in some of these external data sets too, and not just look at history. Because and right now, history is not, market history is not going to really be what drives you going forward, because everything's changed. The consumer behavior has changed. So there's just so much innovation, but that's really where we spend our time. Obviously, I love being able to add that agility to our customers. And
I'm sure they're appreciating it like crazy too, because at the end of the day, this is like the secret sauce that's going to get us out of this mess, I think.
right.
I mean, I always think to myself, if we're as awful as this is, if it would have happened 3 or 4 years ago, it would have been a lot worse, because these tools you're talking about, you said, were just
Right.
coming online. And so now that we have them, it's like we can actually use them for good.
Well, and another benefit too to the now, to your point, is it doesn't take us 3 years to have value. I can have value in weeks with these tools, which is very different than what it was in the past. I mean,
Right.
the innovation, the time to value is so high, and that's very, very different than I had a company this week tell me it's like they fast forwarded their company 3 years, but without the capital investments and the innovation and analytics that they needed. So obviously we're helping them. Getting them educated fast on what's available to them.
This is why I get so excited, because I just love knowing there's powerful tools that companies like eCapital are using to help people succeed and build. So Marianna, tell us what's happening in Pittsburgh. What are you seeing in the Pittsburgh market? I know we're probably mirroring a lot of stuff. Anything special and trend wise? I know you have people like reaching out to you being like, I need these tools. I need them now.
Absolutely. Well, the trend in Pittsburgh is very similar across the country. And of course, each region has their own needs. But we have a lot of diversity in the city of Pittsburgh across all the corporations that are headquartered here.
Okay.
But even the smaller organizations, they all have the same needs. They need to understand how they're going to pivot, how they need to adapt with the changing times. How do they have the cash at hand to continue, and how are they going to get there?
Right.
How are they going to plan for the future? Because looking at historical data is no longer valuable to today's marketplace. But what's exciting, and we're seeing across the board, is that there are different tools that we can leverage, no matter what size the organization, no matter where they are in the market, no matter what industry they're in. There is definitely technology and expertise available to help them come across that bridge as we reopen here in Pittsburgh and get back to business, but in a new way.
Absolutely. And so I guess it goes back to like when Lisa was giving us the example of just talking to a major grocery chain. People are probably thinking that this type of horsepower is only available to like really big super players, but you're saying to us now is that actually this powerful technology can be leveraged by even some small startup type companies and mid-sized type companies. So that's really powerful to bring that to these companies, because that's where a lot of our bread and butter is with these smaller companies. So obviously you have a nice mix at eCapital with customers that are both super huge and also the regular size companies too.
Yeah, we're working with, a $50 billion tequila manufacturer all the way to, $100 billion. So that's what I really love, to your point, Jonathan, love is that the agility of this innovation allows us to help even this is no longer just for medium and large enterprise corporate America. It's for everyone. And so the number of companies that we're helping that are under 300 employees, I mean, that's our largest spiking division is our small and mid-market enterprise.
Very much so.
And with the emergence of technology and cloud services, so many models are now subscription-based that you can work out of your home, you can run your business out of your home, and still have access to all the best tools that are available to even large corporations, even at the small level, out of your home.
That's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up, Marianna, because obviously, it's going to be a slow getting back. And some of us are going to be working from home for a very long time. And I think a lot of people are going to be saying, hey, I can maybe want to work this way forever. And so the idea that this is available the way it is means you can access these tools. You don't have to be at the office. All this comes right through onto your laptop at home, and you can begin some powerful analytics and make some important decisions.
And we were already serving all of North America and so we were used to virtual. Obviously, with the emergence of cloud technology, we have been helping our customers implement remotely for years, and now it's all remote. So I mean, we're helping drive that innovation I'm talking about to that grocery store chain, and obviously we're in different states, and it doesn't. All geographic barriers are now gone. I mean, it's like you don't have to be physically at the corporation to be implementing the innovation. So that's really exciting too, just because that added a lot of logistical barriers before. And I think you'll see a lot of change going forward, just because it's almost like all that geographic barrier just went away.
Exactly. No, that's why I say we're living in some really crazy, but also fantastic times, because these technologies are now allowing us to, what I think is going to help with a faster recovery than what we would normally expect. And so as people are kind of planning and forecasting, everyone's in this quandary, like, oh my God, how do I budget for next year, And so, like, how can people reach out to you? How do you typically engage with a customer to begin that process of pulling in this data and showing them how to use it so they can begin, forecasting the future and begin planning on what they can spend and not spend based on all the crazy variables that we now must contend with? It's hurting my brain right now just thinking about it.
Well, I think it starts with just a business discussion of what's on their wish list, and paint, like, what insight do they need to see in their data to help them do that scenario better. So it's really just kind of like looking at the industry they're in. Do you need to know your customers better? Do you need to empower your employees faster? Do you need to deliver, do you need to reimagine your business offering? So it's really just it starts with just a very business conversation of what's on their wish list, what's on your strategic high priority, and let's talk about it. Because Jonathan, I was just with a customer yesterday and showing them how you're asked for a 3:00 meeting this afternoon. Show me the impact to the quarter if I adjust prices in these product categories. Yeah. So I can go take the platforms are available to you to just basically take an existing forecast for the quarter. Okay. Say I'm going to take this version, and then I'm going to have it be Jonathan's 3:00 meeting version. And I basically come in, I make the few adjustments to price. It's automatically real-time consolidated, telling me the impact to the income statement, balance sheet, cash flow, any KPI, and I can be in that, and it takes less than 5 minutes. And literally, then I go to my 3:00 meeting, I pull it up, and I say, here's exactly that impact that you asked me for when you called me up this morning. Yeah. I mean, in an Excel two-dimensional world.
The genius, look at him.
yeah, exactly. Well, in an Excel two-dimensional world, that would be the hours it would take you to have that answer. Yeah. Your answer would be like, I'll get back to you Monday at 3:00. And exactly. That would mean you wouldn't have any weekend time. You would be there's no golf for you. I mean, you would be literally cranking your spreadsheets all weekend to give that impact, especially if they wanted you to have the impact to the cash flow. So this is now completely interconnected, that anywhere you make those data changes, anywhere that it's reflected and cascaded automatically. Right. So, and you're able to have unlimited scenarios. So again, in this recovery phase of business that we're going to be in, depending on what type of industry we're in, we're going to need to run this every month. Sometimes it's daily. Some industries are definitely at the weekly level, and then we'll slowly get to the monthly, then we'll slowly get back to maybe the quarterly in this recovery. But it's completely available to you.
It goes to show you, so the services you're providing, I think, are just absolutely crucial as we're rolling out of this whole thing. And Marianna is here in Pittsburgh to talk about this. So that's why I'm encouraging people, like, you have ideas what you need, just call her up and talk to her. We'll put the contact information in the liner notes of this, and that way then you can reach out to her, because like I said, you need that conversation started. Yep. They analyze what you need, and everything you guys do is a custom solution, because everyone's needs are different, and you're able to put the right data sets where they're needed. Right. And you can start getting back to business as usual. I think that's pretty cool.
And it just doesn't
Absolutely.
and Marianna is available to just like get on the phone. We can do virtual meetings like this. We can show you how what we're describing. So it's, I mean, like, that's what's fun about this too, is that, you know, it's that it is not, it's ready to go. It's ready to show you, educate, and Marianna can, we actually, one of my, I think for sure my last live event was a lunch with Marianna in Pittsburgh. One of my your coldest, the snowiest, coldest day in March that existed, I think. In Pittsburgh, I love Pittsburgh. It's the whole town's black and gold. I grew up in the state of Iowa, Jonathan, and I'm a diehard Iowa Hawkeye fan. So that means I'm a Steeler fan, because if you like black and gold, then you have to like all black and gold.
There you go. I like it.
Anyway, I just love the whole city, that the whole thing, the airport, everything is black and gold. Even, you know, seeing the bridges be yellow makes me happy. So
absolutely. But Lisa, you are a Pittsburgher at heart, that's for sure. And
exactly.
We're really pumped that eCapital has a Pittsburgh presence here, and Marianna is leading that up. And I really can't tell people enough, talk to Marianna, because, man, if you're getting back to business, they can help you analyze a ton of data and make some really smart decisions. Great stuff.
And the other area, Jonathan, that is really fast growth that I want to make sure everybody in the community knows about is the ability to automate manual processes. So basically, RPA, we're doing tons of RPA, because basically customers are saying, I'm not going to just go back to business as is and start having all these people having to manually send these forms to vendor portals, this billing process. I mean, that if the process can be mapped, chances are it could be automated. And again, it's not too hard to gain the opportunity to help a client save money and while you're improving employee morale. Because nobody wants to do those tasks anyway. And so, you know, I mean, it just doesn't matter that the industry, there's processes that can be automated and the accuracy of them they're 100%.
Exactly.
I mean,
once it's set, it never screws up. And that's why I'm glad you brought that up, because RPA makes total sense with what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, you're seeing how all these systems are working. You're seeing where there's processes that can be automated. And at that point, you can put technology in there to get the human out of that part. I mean, most people don't want to be entering forms all day long. Like, that's just
and get the humans in the strategic areas where they want to spend their time with, and where they're providing analysis to the company. So it's like getting them out of those processes. So it's, I mean, making that part of the world be a digital workforce. And, you know, I mean, like, that's the digital workforce, and then use the people side for the energy that they bring anyway to the strategic efforts.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it like this. You're going to be providing so much data to be analyzed and reacted upon. That's where you want the human brains to get creative with that and really see what to do with it. So it works on both sides.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. I love it. I just think this is the reason why I get all fired up, is because in my 23 plus years covering this, I'm just seeing people build cool technology that's pulling our bacon out of the fire. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we got a lot of bacon in the fire right now, and you guys are really just doing some great work. I can't thank you enough for being part of the show today and telling us the eCapital story, and that you got a cool Pittsburgh office with Marianna here. Great
yes.
stuff.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, guys.